That is, that's John Bernthal for sure, who looks so much like a Virtua. If you just take his face off, he looks so much like a Virtua Fighter character. And then you are Elizabeth Banks. I did that. It revealed itself to me immediately after I removed John Bernthal's head. That's Elizabeth Banks, 100%. That's a crazy hairline, man. That's messed up. You know what? The only other place I've seen this this hairline is the guy who played Flash in Spider-Man 2002, who was probably, at the time, I was like, yeah, that's what a high school senior looks like. But watching the movie now, I'm like, he's actually like at least 32 years old in the movie. But hair like a fucking triangle, man. Edmonton Oilers Hall of Fame. It's a damn scam. What's this dude's name that shouldn't be in there? Kevin Lowe. Yeah, you shouldn't be in there. What the hell are you doing in there? Los Angeles Kings Hall of Fame. My GOAT of being like the sixth most points in NHL history, Marcel Dion. Have I ever said this before? Bro looks a lot like Justin. I've never realized that before in my life. That's Justin, man. Is it given? It's Justin, man. I never realized. That's 100% Justin with the shoe polish hair. The shoe polish hair kind of goes crazy. I tell you, one of my favorite looks I've been seeing a lot lately is like 80-year-old man with a non-gray toupee. I feel like I've been seeing it a lot lately. Like a man whose face is really, really old, which is fine because his face is as old as he is. But then they have like a red toupee or something like that because they had red hair when they were a kid. And I'm like, it's a funny look, man. It's a funny look. Saw a really old guy at work today with jet black hair and a jet black mustache. That's Charles Bronson, bro. You work with Charles Bronson. We will not be playing Carter Hard on this. We'll be playing... There's a guy named Sanheim. Sanheim's pretty good, right? Yeah. Oh, dude! Someone pick me, man. Dude, sweet. Someone picked me in the Puckdoku. He's good, man. He's a one-time all-star, I think. People came to my chat saying you look like some old bitch. What's up? Okay, it was not some old bitch. It's Marcel Dion, who until this last decade was the third highest career point total in NHL history, and perhaps the highest, having never won a Stanley Cup. And the picture, I can't pull it up because I'm indisposed right now. The picture of Marcel Dion in Puckdoku looks so much like you if you dyed your hair with shoe polish.
Shoe polish in your hair? You know what the hell? Tell him I'm going to kill him. That's a very old man. And it looks like Ed Norton from American History X. And has very similar beliefs, I'm sorry to say. Yeah, it's true. I can't be offended because he's been cosmically cursed. I get it. I know bald men lash out. That happens.
My response was you look a lot like Ed Norton in American History X and have a lot of the same opinions. So you basically called me a white supremacist because I said you look like a guy who's a professional athlete. Your counterattack when I said you look like a guy who works out for a living is, yeah, well, Ryan looks like a white supremacist. That not even looks like. You basically said Ryan is a white supremacist. That seems a little bit unprovoked, all things considered. I Googled the guy and he looked horrific. I hope he didn't Google like Marcel Dion 2025. I think he might be like 6 years deceased, man. Just good. Marcel Dion like 1979 or something like that. He just looks like a guy. Also, I take it as a compliment. Yeah, because Ed Norton is he's a little snatched in American History X. Now, I don't want the tattoos, but is kind of like my goal physique. Minus the tattoos. Let me see what you got here. That is, okay, in my defense, Justin, that picture of Marcel Dion looks like you aged 73 or something like that. Like that looks, you might look like that and that would be fine. He looks good for a 73-year-old, man. But then look at what he looked like in like 1978 or something. Tell me you don't see it a little bit, man. You don't see it at all? That's because it's you, man. So why don't you take that? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Copy image, okay? And I'm gonna go into our Discord and I'm gonna say, does this picture remind you guys of anyone? And I'm gonna ping Corey, and I'm gonna ping Apollo, and I'm gonna ping Invicta, and I'm gonna ping Mouth. Let's just see. I'm not putting my finger on the scale at all. And by the way, I don't know why people are taking offense to this. It's not rude to say he looks like a guy. This guy he was a professional athlete, man. He was probably killing it in the 70s. His nose is 5 times my nose. The nose is big. I'll give you that. The nose is big. You don't have a nose like that. But if you shrink the nose, if you could get Grok to shrink the nose by 35%, your nose is kind of big. My nose is fucking huge. Anytime I see a picture of myself, I'm like, when the fuck did my nose get that big? It wasn't like that in high school, man. But I guess your nose kind of just keeps going, right? It's not huge. Oh, really? I kind of dig it, though, to be honest with you. I think it's nice. You know that older American actor who looks like Sam Eagle from the Muppets? I think it's distinguished, man. Why did Dan type pregnancy in chat? No, Dan pinned someone who said pregnancy. Oh, hold. Wrong pin. John Slattery? No. He played, this is an insane sentence. He played an angel investor who used to be an advisor to Richard Nixon in the Amanda Seyfried-led Disney Plus miniseries, The Dropout, about Elizabeth Holmes. Can somebody look up that guy? Sam Waterston. That sounds right to me. Sam Waterston. Elizabeth Holmes, Han Solo, be like, wait, Elizabeth Holmes, Princess Leia, be like, I love you. Han Solo, Sonny, the chief financial officer of Theranos, be like, I know. You know what I'm talking about? You guys ever see the texts that came out between Elizabeth Holmes and her boyfriend from Theranos? Hang on. This is what it's all about, man. This is peak streaming. Wait, she says she's sending ditto to him. Missing you in every breath and in every cell. Holmes, ditto. My family sends love and prayers, and you have prayers of thousands of people. You have several. You have served. Holmes, ditto. Oh, man. I know what you are thinking and going through. Control your thoughts and don't let fear control you. Breathe in and every hour be conscious of your breath and breathe out fear. I love this. Like that, she replies, I love this. That's so fucking good. Holy shit, that's funny, man. But then he does that to her at some point too, which is even funnier. You ever send messages like this to your wife? No, man. Husband tech. You ever get a notification? Immediately hit it with a react. The react is like it's a married read receipt. Hit it with it doesn't have to be a thumbs up react, but it could be maybe a heart. It could be, I don't know, anything, just to know that you've seen it. I love you, Holmes responded. Okay, entire flight was feeling really, really bad and sad for last night. I'm really sorry. Balwani replied, followed by a second text. I need to change my life and I will. They had all this drama over the product didn't even work, man. Product didn't work. You are the breeze in the desert for me, my water and ocean. Meant to be only together, tiger. Balwani replies, okay. That's so good. That's the one, man. That's the one. Hang on, I do want to see if anybody has replied. It looks like Dan. No, no, man. I think, okay, Malv said, I think if you combine Justin and me, that would be the result. So you know what's great, though, is that like a couple of years ago, people would have been like, you're face blind. I was getting face blind accusations a lot whenever I would say someone looks like someone else. But I have a track record of rocking the face match on the Daily Dozen. So the truth is, I was right, and I put my nuts on the table with the face match. And People in chat, they hate to argue the point. They'd rather argue like via analogy. You really think it's more likely that you're right and 10,000 other people are wrong? Yeah, if the 10,000 other people aren't me. And you're typing shit like every time I'm fucking, no matter who it is in the face match, they're like Tom Hanks. It's not Tom Hanks, bro. That's not Tom Hanks's hairline. And then I'll be like, oh, 100% that's Mariska Hargitay. And they go, who? Jane Seymour's daughter? You rube? You charlatan? I'm sorry she hasn't been on fucking Critical Role. Sorry, it took me a second to load the nuke. I'm sorry she hasn't been on Critical Role. I'm sorry she's never appeared on a Dropout show, but she's pretty famous, okay? In some circles, she's pretty famous. What show is she on? I don't know. One of the fucking Law and Order, CIA, SVU, FUCK type Johns. I don't know. They're calling it Cava. Kids are buying it online these days. It's more hepatotoxic than a glass of Chardonnay. Ice Cube? Close, that's iced tea. But anyone could go for some Ice Cube inside of iced tea right now, if you know what I'm talking about. I hope they don't hear me say that. I feel like both of them might not be pleased to hear me say that, but certainly one of them, certainly one of them is not going to be happy. But they should go to a fountain drink store sometimes. They have ice and they got cubes and tea. Chili, can you do me a favor and go to the Discord and tell me who that picture that I posted looks like? And you don't let anybody influence you. Just there's no wrong answer. It's not a trivia question. Just say whatever comes to mind, and if nothing comes to mind, so be it. It does not look like Jackie Chan. Okay, say something real. I guess I'm useless. This is just like that movie Blindness, where Julianne Moore wasn't blind, but she had to pretend because everyone else is. I have to not say that people look alike because you guys are all face blind. I don't get to say, oh, look at this person. They have similar features to this person. Just because you can't see it and it makes you feel bad. What if you're face blind? Could a guy who's face blind consistently get the middle square on the Daily 9? I don't think so. You know what else? I'm good with faces and I'm good with voices. I do forget a lot of names. I noticed that when I dropped my daughter off at school today. I was like, I've seen these kids 100 times. Remember 30% of their names. Justin, I see your posts. I'm sorry to tell you, I don't know what you're going to look like when you're 74. But you, in my head, aged up, kind of looks like Marcel Dion, which is not an insult. The fact that people keep calling it an insult is pissing me off. He's a professional athlete. He's not like a scrub either. Like, he's not a replacement level player. The dude literally is in the top 10 career points in the NHL. Apollo, you're gonna seriously look at that picture and say it doesn't even look a little bit like Justin? Like 15%? Dang, that's all I needed. Thank you for that. Now my watch has ended. Christian Filter be like, you're on to something. Pray on my airplane, pray on my airplane, my God is there, my God is there. I feel like I'm reborn, and I feel like I'm reborn, and you gotta keep it in there, kicking and screaming. You wanna read my scripture? You wanna read my scripture? I go to parties and sleep on the floor. I go to windows but only find doors. They think I'm crazy but I have a good time. Life's been good to me so far. That one John Lennon song about women. Women, I want to be a woman. I got the feeling of love. Yeah, you're talking to me. You see right through me, you got the visions of love. That one, he's a woman, you know what I mean. That's not what John Lennon sounds like. You got to set me free, yeah. And then